If you want your life to change, start by changing the way you think. Every achievement, every breakthrough, every success begins in the mind. Your thoughts shape your actions, your beliefs shape your choices, and your mindset shapes your reality. The world around you doesn't change first, you do. When you shift your mindset, everything else begins to shift too. Today is your turning point. Your thoughts are incredibly powerful, far more than most people realize. Every action you take, every decision you make, and every habit you form begins in the mind. What you consistently focus on, whether positive or negative, becomes the blueprint for your life. Think of your mind as a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, or negativity, that garden will grow weeds that choke out your potential. But if you plant seeds of hope, confidence, and possibility, your garden flourishes, producing the fruits of progress, achievement, and fulfillment. Positive thinking is not just wishful thinking, it is the fuel that propels action, resilience, and growth. When you train your mind to see possibilities instead of limitations, you are essentially giving yourself permission to pursue them with courage and clarity. Focusing on positive thoughts does not mean ignoring challenges or pretending life is easy. It means approaching every situation with the belief that a solution exists, that obstacles are temporary, and that growth is possible even in difficulty. The human mind is wired to notice patterns, and what you repeatedly focus on shapes those patterns. If you dwell on fear, failure, or setbacks, your mind starts to interpret life through the lens of limitation, and your actions will unconsciously align with those limiting beliefs. On the other hand, if you focus on what you can control, the progress you can make, and the lessons within challenges, you naturally become more creative, more resilient, and more capable of achieving your goals. Positive thinking fuels your motivation to take consistent action, which is the true engine of progress. Consider how your thoughts influence your energy. When your mind is filled with negativity or doubt, your body responds with stress, hesitation, and indecision. Your actions feel heavy, and opportunities may pass you by because fear prevents you from stepping forward. But when your mind is focused on growth, possibility, and success, your energy shifts. You feel empowered, determined, and confident. You begin to notice opportunities where others see obstacles. You approach challenges with problem solving rather than panic. That shift alone changes the trajectory of your life. The power of your thoughts also extends to the people around you. Your mindset influences your words, your tone, and the energy you bring into your environment. Positive, empowered thinking inspires others, opens doors, and builds momentum. When you consistently focus on what is possible rather than what is impossible, your actions begin to create results that align with those possibilities. In short, your thoughts become the foundation upon which your reality is built. Every day, you have a choice: to feed the weeds of doubt or to nurture the seeds of possibility. Every moment spent focusing on fear, limitation, or negativity is a moment spent giving power to obstacles. But every moment spent focusing on growth, solutions, and hope strengthens your ability to create the life you desire. Your thoughts are not passive, they are the architects of your destiny. What you focus on grows, and by consciously choosing to focus on positive, empowering thoughts, you set in motion a chain of actions, habits, and decisions that fuel progress, achievement, and fulfillment. Remember, change begins in the mind. The seeds you plant today, the thoughts you nurture, determine the harvest you will reap tomorrow. Belief is the engine that drives every meaningful action in life. When you truly believe in yourself, fear loses its grip, hesitation fades, and doubt no longer controls your decisions. Belief is not just a fleeting feeling or wishful thinking, it is a firm, unwavering conviction in your abilities and your potential. It is the inner voice that tells you, "I can do this," even when the world around you is uncertain, critical, or discouraging. Without belief, even the simplest steps forward feel heavy, and every challenge seems insurmountable. But with belief, obstacles transform into opportunities, and every setback becomes a lesson, a stepping stone toward your goals. When you genuinely believe in your capabilities, your mind shifts from focusing on limitations to focusing on solutions, from dwelling on fear to seeking possibilities, and from waiting for permission to taking bold action. Belief gives courage its wings. Fear is natural. It exists to keep us safe, but when belief is strong, it overrides the paralyzing voice of doubt. People who achieve extraordinary things are not immune to fear, they simply refuse to let it dictate their actions. They act in spite of fear because their belief is greater than the obstacle in front of them. When you have belief, fear becomes a guide rather than a jailer. It signals that you are stepping outside your comfort zone, and that is exactly where growth occurs. With every act of courage fueled by belief, you reinforce your confidence, proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Belief also transforms the way you approach challenges. When you believe in yourself, failure is no longer a verdict, it is feedback. Each mistake, each rejection, and each difficulty is seen as an opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. You stop viewing setbacks as proof of your inadequacy and start seeing them as essential steps on the path to success. This mindset encourages persistence, determination, and resilience, qualities that are far more valuable than talent or luck alone. Belief creates a self-reinforcing cycle. The more you act on your belief, the stronger it becomes, and the stronger it becomes, the more confident and fearless your actions grow. Moreover, belief inspires action in a way that thinking or planning alone cannot. You can make lists, set goals, and strategize endlessly, but without true belief in yourself, these plans remain dormant. Belief ignites initiative. It motivates you to wake up early, put in the effort, and push beyond what feels comfortable. It encourages risk-taking, creativity, and persistence in the face of adversity. The most significant achievements in history, from breakthroughs in science to triumphs in sports and leadership, all began with someone daring to believe they could achieve the impossible.
Ultimately, belief is the bridge between thought and reality. It is the foundation upon which action is built. When you truly believe in yourself, fear diminishes, hesitation disappears, and you begin to move with purpose. Your actions become aligned with your potential, and the life you dream of begins to take shape. Belief is the quiet, powerful force that turns ideas into action, dreams into achievements, and potential into reality. Challenges are not roadblocks, they are opportunities in disguise. Every obstacle you face, every difficulty that seems to slow you down, is actually a chance to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Life does not hand out success on a silver platter. It tests you, stretches you, and pushes you to the edge to see what you are truly capable of. A strong mindset understands this truth. Obstacles are not permanent walls meant to stop you. They are lessons meant to guide you toward your fullest potential. When you shift your perspective, the way you approach challenges changes entirely. What once felt like an insurmountable problem becomes a stepping stone, a chance to learn, adapt, and rise above. Every challenge contains a lesson if you are willing to see it. Failure, rejection, and setbacks are not signs of weakness. They are signposts pointing you toward improvement. The people who achieve greatness are not those who avoid difficulties. They're those who embrace them. They analyze what went wrong, adjust their strategy, and try again with greater determination. When your mindset views challenges as opportunities, every struggle becomes an education, every difficulty a teacher. You no longer fear obstacles because you recognize that each one is shaping you into someone stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the future. A strong mindset also turns obstacles into motivation. When life throws challenges your way, you can respond with two choices: give in to fear, frustration, or self-doubt, or use the experience to fuel your determination. The latter is what separates ordinary lives from extraordinary ones. Challenges test your limits, yes, but they also reveal them. They show you how much endurance, patience, and perseverance you really have. They reveal strengths you never knew existed and push you to develop skills that would remain dormant in the absence of difficulty. Furthermore, challenges foster creativity and problem solving. When the easy path is blocked, you are forced to think differently, to innovate, and to discover solutions you might never have imagined. Obstacles are opportunities to grow resourcefulness, resilience, and adaptability, qualities that cannot be developed without being tested. Each problem solved is a victory not only over circumstances, but over your own doubts and fears. The mindset that sees challenges as opportunities is constantly evolving, constantly learning, and constantly building the foundation for greater success. Ultimately, life's challenges are reminders that progress rarely comes without effort. Every hardship carries the potential for transformation, every struggle a chance to rise. A strong mindset refuses to see obstacles as limits. Instead, it asks, what can I learn from this? How can I grow stronger? It turns pain into purpose, setbacks into strategy, and difficulty into determination. By embracing challenges as opportunities, you unlock the power to turn adversity into achievement and struggle into strength. When you adopt this perspective, life itself becomes a teacher, and every obstacle a stepping stone toward the person you were meant to become. Consistency is the secret behind every lasting success. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like a spark in the wind. Some days you'll feel inspired, energized, and ready to take on the world. Other days you'll feel tired, uncertain, or doubtful. If you rely solely on motivation to achieve your goals, you will be at the mercy of your emotions, and progress will be unpredictable. That is why daily choices, the small actions repeated over time, matter far more than occasional bursts of inspiration. True growth and achievement are not the result of rare, extraordinary efforts. They are the product of consistent, deliberate action, no matter how small, day after day. Every habit you maintain, every decision to show up, every commitment you honor builds momentum. It's the quiet, persistent work that creates results that last. When you wake up each day and take action toward your goals, even when you don't feel like it, you are building the foundation of your future. The power of consistency is cumulative. The small efforts that seem insignificant in the moment compound over weeks, months, and years. Just as a river shapes rock through continuous flow, your steady daily actions shape your life. Motivation alone cannot move mountains, but consistency, maintained over time, creates unstoppable force. Consistency also builds discipline, and discipline is the bridge between dreams and reality. Motivation is emotional and external. It can fade when life gets difficult. Consistency, on the other hand, is internal and reliable. It doesn't depend on how you feel today. It is a commitment to yourself, a promise that you will take action regardless of obstacles, doubts, or distractions. By consistently showing up, you train yourself to act in spite of fear, fatigue, or uncertainty. You reinforce your habits, strengthen your character, and increase your resilience. The small, consistent choices you make daily have more impact on your future than a moment of intense inspiration ever could. Consistency also teaches patience and perspective. Life's most significant achievements rarely happen overnight. They require time, effort, and persistent dedication. Those who succeed understand that progress is often invisible at first. You may not see immediate results, but each consistent action builds a foundation for long-term success. Every choice you make, every step you take, matters far more than the occasional surge of motivation. Success is not a moment, it is the result of a lifestyle of consistency, persistence, and commitment to continuous improvement.
Ultimately, the power of consistency lies in its ability to turn ordinary actions into extraordinary outcomes. Motivation may light a fire, but consistency keeps it burning. It is the daily choices, the repeated effort, and the unwavering commitment to progress that transform dreams into reality. The life you desire is not created in a single inspired moment. It is built through countless small, consistent actions. Show up every day, even when it is hard. Stay disciplined, stay committed, and trust the process. Over time, consistency will turn your vision into reality. The people you spend time with, the environment you inhabit, and the influences you allow into your life play a far greater role in shaping your success than most people realize. Your mindset is not formed in isolation. It is nurtured, reinforced, and challenged by the world around you. When you surround yourself with growth-minded people, inspiring ideas, and environments that encourage progress, your own mindset begins to expand. Conversely, negative influences, toxic relationships, and stagnant surroundings can quietly hold you back, limiting your potential without you even noticing. Growth is contagious, and the energy you expose yourself to daily will shake the trajectory of your life. Consider the company you keep. People who are ambitious, disciplined, and committed to improvement naturally elevate those around them. They challenge you to think bigger, encourage you to act with purpose, and remind you that your potential is far greater than your current circumstances. When you immerse yourself in such a circle, their energy becomes a mirror, reflecting what is possible for you. Every conversation, every shared idea, every challenge and triumph experienced by these people contributes to shaping your beliefs, habits, and actions. You begin to adopt their mindset, their standards, and their approach to life, and before long, you are moving toward growth without even thinking about it. Your environment also matters deeply. The spaces you inhabit, the books you read, the media you consume, and the routines you follow all feed your mind. A cluttered, negative, or stagnant environment can drain your energy and dull your focus. On the other hand, a space that inspires learning, reflection, and creativity can lift you, providing the fuel for new ideas and consistent action. Growth is not just about internal effort, it is also about cultivating surroundings that reinforce the habits, thoughts, and beliefs you aspire to embody. The more intentionally you design your environment, the more naturally your mindset aligns with your goals. Surrounding yourself with growth is not merely about avoiding negativity, it is about actively seeking inspiration, challenge, and opportunity. It is about choosing to be around people who push you to be better, who model perseverance, courage, and resilience, and who refuse to settle for mediocrity. It is about creating a network that encourages accountability, celebrates effort, and holds you to higher standards. Growth-minded people not only motivate, they challenge you to step outside your comfort zone, to think differently, and to aim higher than you ever thought possible. Ultimately, your mindset is a reflection of what you allow into your life. If you want to grow, you must immerse yourself in environments and relationships that elevate you. You must prioritize the people who inspire, challenge, and support your development. You must design your surroundings to reinforce the habits, thoughts, and beliefs that align with your goals. The truth is simple. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, and the energy of your environment shapes your daily choices. By intentionally surrounding yourself with growth, you are setting the stage for transformation, and your mindset will naturally rise to meet the opportunities before you. Your life changes when your environment changes, and your mindset flourishes when you surround yourself with growth. Choose wisely. Thinking, planning, and believing are essential, but they are not enough on their own. Ideas remain dreams until they are acted upon, and beliefs remain abstract until they are translated into deeds. Action is the bridge between your mindset and the reality you desire. No matter how strong your convictions, how clear your vision, or how positive your thinking, without action, nothing changes. The world responds to effort, consistency, and courage, not to wishful thinking. To transform your mindset into tangible results, you must move from thought to action, from intention to execution, and from dreaming to doing. Action gives weight to your beliefs. When you truly act on what you believe, you are sending a signal to yourself and to the world. You are committed, you are serious, and you are willing to do what it takes. Every step you take toward your goal reinforces your mindset, turning abstract confidence into tangible capability. Action tests your beliefs, refines them, and strengthens them. When you act, you learn what works, what doesn't, and how to adapt. Every success, every failure, and every lesson along the way deepens your understanding, sharpens your skills, and solidifies your conviction that your goals are achievable. Action also creates momentum. It transforms passive energy into forward motion. A single step, no matter how small, is enough to start the chain reaction that propels you towards your dreams. Waiting for perfect conditions, waiting for motivation to strike, or waiting for circumstances to align only delays progress. Real change happens when you act, even imperfectly and even in the face of fear. Momentum builds when you consistently choose action over inaction, courage over hesitation, and execution over contemplation. Once that momentum begins, it carries you forward, turning obstacles into opportunities and ideas into reality. Moreover, action is the language through which the world responds to your mindset. Opportunities rarely appear to those who only think or plan. They appear to those who move. People, circumstances, and resources align with action. Doors open when you reach for the handle. Connections form when you show up. Success becomes visible when effort meets persistence. Every action you take creates ripples, influencing not just your life, but the lives of those around you. Action is how your internal mindset manifests externally, transforming belief into results. Finally, action teaches you humility, resilience, and adaptability. The path from thought to reality is rarely smooth. Plans will fail, mistakes will happen, and obstacles will emerge. But each action, whether it succeeds or fails, provides invaluable feedback. It allows you to adjust, learn, and grow. Thinking without action may leave you stuck in the realm of ideas, but acting on your beliefs places you squarely in the arena of life, shaping your reality with every deliberate step. Ultimately, thinking sets the vision, believing fuels the fire, but action creates the world you see. Dreams remain abstract until you act. Confidence remains internal until you step forward, and potential remains untapped until you do. Action transforms mindset into reality, and the life you imagine becomes the life you live when you choose to move, consistently, boldly, and without hesitation. So stand tall, think boldly, act decisively. Remember, your mindset doesn't just influence your life, it creates your reality. Change your mind, and you change everything.